Stop worrying about what to say when you're out and about trying to network or you're at a mixer or at some other social function. One of the reasons why networking and being a social butterfly and chit-chatting and all of that, one of the reasons why all these things are nerve-wracking and difficult to do is because we spend a lot of time being me-centric, being you-centric rather, instead of being focused on the other person. Rather than worrying about what to say the next time you are at the networking session, so let's say the Abuja Wedding Planners Association or the Lagos Photographers Association or the Makudi Cake Bakers Association throws a meeting, one of the reasons why you don't want to go or it's nerve-wracking is because you're worried about what to say. You're going to be there, understandably, with 20 other people. Maybe you know only 2 or 3 of them. So for the other 16 or 17 people that you don't know, if you happen to be at a table with them, or if you guys happen to be around the same circles, what am I going to say? Instead of focusing on what it is that you're supposed to say and what to talk about, you should focus on questions to ask them. The reason why why you should do this is because the answers are going to help you sort out a couple of things, and that is the most important reason why we are at this networking session in the first place. If you focus on questions to ask, the questions that you ask are going to help you sort out who is in the room, because you need to know who is who. It's also going to help you find out who you should spend more time with later, because there's very little time available to you in a 1 hour or a 2 hour networking session, and you have, let's say, 20 to 30 people there. You really have limited time and you can't spend time with everybody. So you need to find out quickly who is here and who is worth spending more time with later. Everything doesn't have to be done at the networking session. After the networking session, if you guys exchange numbers, there's phone calls, there's WhatsApp, SMS, following up on social media, in-person visits at the house or at the office. There are lots of other avenues that you can continue building this relationship. So you need to find out not only who is there, but who is worth spending more time with later. Questions will also help you figure out who you can add value to and who can be of value to you. For those of you who've been listening for a while and who caught the last recording, you remember where I spoke about the matrix of purpose, and that the idea behind that basically is just value exchange, adding value to people that you meet, and then trying to figure out who can be of value to you. And of course, behind that is this whole dynamic of give and take. That if you are a giver, you might get what you want for a while, but ultimately it's not going to last forever. It's not a sustainable way to build your business or to build relationships. So before you can get this whole thing about give and take in play, or the matrix of purpose in play, and that is adding value, you need to ask questions so you can figure out what it is that they find valuable. Where are they deficient? Where are they heading? Where could they need some help? And you'd be surprised that sometimes it aligns perfectly with where you are and what you can offer. So the next time that your association or your group of friends announce a networking session, or you happen to be at a party and you look around and you figure, okay, this might be a good way to network, take the edge off, take the nerves off, stop worrying about what to say. It's not about you. It's about the other people. So focus on questions to ask. And the questions that you should ask should be geared towards you finding out who is in the room, who is worth spending more time with later, how can I add value to them, and how can they be of value to me. In the next recording, I will go into some more detail about the possible kind of questions that you can ask. But I hope that if you've been one of these folks so far that has been unnecessarily concerned or nervous when it comes to networking and socializing, I hope that these last 2 episodes have been able to give you some calm or a new perspective and some courage about how to go about handling these sorts of social situations without the unnecessary anxiety. So thank you very much, guys, for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based event and wedding photographer, Tavishima Ayede. If this is your first time of listening to the podcast, if you skip back one more episode, you will hear my own personal perspectives about the dynamics that are at play when we are networking. And if you zoom out a bit and look at the menu and see what other titles are there, you will find that the purpose of this podcast is to discuss all things sales, personal selling, and helping us to master the art of individual sales conversations. Because we can be good at branding, we can be good at advertising, we can be good at positioning, and we can be good at pricing and all the other things that go into the business mix. But ultimately, at some point, we have to be face to face with the customer, we have to be on the phone with the customer, or we have to be at the other end of an email exchange with the customer. And these are the things that make the difference between us being able to close the deal and making sure that they come back for repeat business or coming along with their friends, their family, and their associates. So sales and personal selling is often underlooked, but is also an important part of the equation. So thank you very much, guys, for listening to the podcast. I will catch you guys at the next recording.